Great to have you with us here with a little overcast sky. Miller High Life bringing you our spring training exhibition games. ESPN2 this season. Back at it after a number of years where we did not get to do spring training games. And we thank all of you who joined us. Cuss takes that one to right field on the first pitch. Wind blowing in. How about that? It fell in. Cabrera out there. It looked like he was going to have a shot at that. It got blown in a little bit. Cuss is on with a base hit here in the fifth. Want to remind you, NCAA tournament opening round game tonight, ESPN, 7 p.m. 4 Pacific. It'll be Lehigh taking on Florida A&M. That's coming up tonight. March Madness is in full swing. Here's Tim Raines Jr. He grounded out his first time up. Runner on at first base. Sixth hit of the ball game for the Orioles. Last year finished 8th in average and 10th in runs in the American League. With that 71 and 91 mark. Yes, obviously his dad, the great Tim Raines, played Major League Baseball for ever so many seasons and around with a number of clubs, including Montreal, where he had some great years. Raines takes the pitch on the inside corner for his strike. His son will be starting at the minor league level in the Baltimore organization this season.
Lovano has been very pitch efficient, it seems like all day long. That was his 53rd pitch, especially in a spring training game this early, being able to have this good of command of the strike zone. That's what you want, and I know that's what Wayne Rosenthal wants and what Jack McKeon wants, is throwing strikes and strikes early in the count.
Lovano came in having worked 8 innings, giving up only 3 hits and 2 runs. A couple of runs off him in this game. Trying to jam Raines is up on top of the plate. Inside to him, 1 ball, 2 strike count. You wouldn't mind being the pitching coach for this Florida team with this starting rotation.
Not with these arms. That's great.
Great young arms available to them, and they'll round out that bullpen as we talked about as spring training goes along. 1-2 delivery on the way. Raines takes the breaking ball and misses down low. 2 ball, 2 strike count. First base, Cust is on, who had the leadoff single. Matos is due up next. Lovano, as we told you, Jack McKeon likes to take these guys deep in games. That one's going to be into the bullpen, and a foul ball. Not by a lot.
I believe that ball that Cust hit to right field, Cabrera broke back on that ball simply because the wind is blowing in. It's very difficult to judge, and when a guy like Cust takes a full swing, you're usually thinking that ball is going to be somewhere near the wall or maybe near the building behind the wall. And I think when he broke back, he realized that he just made a move a little bit too quickly and couldn't get back to the baseball.
2 ball, 2 strike count on Raines. Cust a very short lead at first base. Kyle Provano's delivery is taken, close, but not quite. And the count is full, 3-2. He has not walked anybody, has struck out 1. Javi Lopez, the 2 RBI homer in the 4th inning, the 2 runs that are on the board so far for the Baltimore Orioles.
I can assure you Castro is having a little conversation with Mr. Hollowell behind the plate right now.
Yeah, that last one looked pretty good. Foul back. Mike Hollowell's our home plate umpire. Joe West, James Hoy, and Darren Spagnardi, the umpires working today's game.
Think anybody's barefoot up in Maine right now?
If you're indoors on your way to bed, maybe. Yeah, not doing a lot of that in the Northeast today, are you?
No shoveling snow barefoot.
No, Lordy. 3 ball, 2 strike count again on the way to Raines Jr., and that one's foul back the other way. Pretty good crowd on hand here today. The Florida Marlins for their game. St. Louis Cardinals have averaged about 6,900 fans in the games that they have played here in this ballpark. Florida Marlins, even though this is their home state, have actually drawn a bit fewer on average attendance here for spring training. 3-2 delivery again. Raines takes that one and he draws the walk. They want to check to see if he went around. He did not. Pavano finishing up his work for the Florida Marlins. We'll see the closer for the Marlins, Armando Benitez. He is ready in the bullpen, so we'll just stay warm down there, and he'll be coming on to pitch an inning or more, depending on the number of pitches thrown, but probably an inning.
Well, I think that what Jack McKeon wants to do, especially with Benitez being new here, get him in the ball game in the 5th, 6th inning, let him get his work in, let him get comfortable. Once he gets comfortable, then you start to move him back towards the end of the ball game and into the 9th inning.
Matos, the designated hitter, has had a single and has grounded out his 3rd at bat in the game. Still nobody out here in the 5th inning, and 2 base runners on for the Orioles, who are down by 4.
Isn't that how it works, though? You start talking about how good of control the pitcher has had for the day, and then he walks the number 9 hitter.
Yep. Tank may be getting close to empty right now for Carl Pavano as he stretches out the innings worked here in this spring training game.
But this is really what spring training is about. It's not about the numbers. It's not about winning ball games. It's about getting yourself ready for opening day. And sometimes you have to stretch it out a little bit in order to get that soreness in your arm and in your back.
Popped up behind second base. Gonzalez, the shortstop, is going to put that one away. Matos is retired, 1 away in the 5th. He wasn't happy with, he got ahead on the count, not happy with his swing on that one. Probably went after one that was a little bit high and actually helped Pavano. Let's see where this pitch was.
Ball was definitely up in the strike zone, but what that pitch was not a fastball. That pitch was just looked like a hanging breaking ball. I think that's why he was frustrated. But he got out on his front foot a little bit simply because the ball was just a little bit off speed, a little bit too aggressive with the runners on base. A lot of young hitters do that. You jump at the baseball. Well, if you jump, most of the time you're out.
You're out. Yep. David Segui takes that one to center field. Pierre backing up near the warning track, reaches out and hauls it in. Runner will move up from second base. Cuss. Rain stays at first. Segui retired on the fly ball, and there are 2 down.
You're going to have to hit it out of a bazooka to hit it over this young man's head, because he can absolutely fly. Gets a great jump, gets after the baseball. He can cover some ground in center field.
Fun to watch, isn't it?
Fun to watch.
Whether he's at the plate or on the mound. Carl Pavano needs 1 out to get out of the inning here. And I would suspect the question's got to be right now just to make sure he's okay. And not going too far. Wayne Rosenthal, the pitching coach, is out there to have a word with him, and equally important to talk with the catcher too. They want Castro, whether or not he's all right. Sometimes pitchers lie about that, and catchers have to tell the truth. Now, you would disagree with that, being a pitcher, Jeff Bradley.
Yes, I feel good. I feel good today. I felt good 15 years ago.
There you go.
I just don't have a uniform now.
Sure you do. You got that ESPN blue shirt.
Yeah.
First and third, and 2 down, Miguel Tejada. I'll let you go out there and pitch anytime you want, you know.
No, I can't either.
Well,
trust me.
pre or post, you know, just for fun. You can go out there and throw a little bit. I mean, look, that's a nice uniform you got.
I don't think I couldn't take this ball and throw it to the. I couldn't even throw it to you right now.
Oh, those arm aches. 1-1.
You know, and it's not just the arm; it's the back, the foot. There's quite a few things.
That's why you can't play forever. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Chance for Tejada here. He's already had a single and a run scored. He's hit successfully in all 8 starts he's made this spring. Runner goes from first, throw through, runner at third stays, stolen base. So Raines gets the stolen base. Cust, not a speedy base runner at third. Not taking off on the throw. And the 2 in scoring position, and it's going to rain.
But you know, I heard that there are some vitamins that you can take that help your arm and your legs and your back and stuff and make you feel a lot better. Maybe I should look into that.
Don't waste your time. Save your money. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Tejada. Roller towards short. Gonzalez will look to make the play at first base, and he does. So first 2 base runners are on, but nothing as a result of it. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left in scoring position. Coming up 27 years ago, the Idol. Lee Mazzilli playing in New York for the Mets. His manager was Joe Torre when he was a rookie. Now he's a manager. At the plate. He has drawn a walk and struck out the catcher for the Florida Marlins. Daniel Cabrera continues his second inning worth of work, giving up a couple of runs on 3 hits in the 4th inning for the Orioles. And that was a passing shower for the moment, as rained hard for about 5 seconds. That one on the outside corner. I think it was the people up north sent that down because they're
we were talking
a little
about
upset. Huh? Little make good there. Understand, no hard feelings.
Just playing around.
That's right. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Castro, Easley, and Gonzalez due up for the Marlins. Towards first base, Segui. And there's one away. Lee Mazzilli, first-year manager of the Baltimore Orioles, 49 years old. Mazzilli, who came up in the New York Met organization. He ended up playing 14 years in the majors. The Mets, Yankees, Texas, Pittsburgh, back to the Mets, and then Toronto, where he finished up. Those are the numbers. All-star in 1979 and a matinee idol, born in Brooklyn, New York. Now living in Greenwich, Connecticut. And Maz getting the job in the offseason. There you see he did have managing experience at the minor league level. That is going to be a base hit. A bouncer. Damon Easley's on his way to second base. Surhoff's throw. Not in time. Easley gets a double. Most recently, of course, fans remember Lee Mazzilli for the New York Yankees in the championship seasons under Joe Torre, as Maz was a coach there. But he did have some minor league experience as a manager, and now for the first time here. So he had A ball in Tampa and then AA ball in Norwich. First base coach with the Yankees and now manager of the Orioles.
We were sitting in the tunnel during the World Series last year, just talking about different things, and part of our conversation involved managing and big league ball players and how things have changed from the time that he played and I played, and now the players that are playing the game now. And from a managing perspective, you're not only trying to manage the ball game, but you've got to manage egos and young players, and you almost have to be a dad to some of the guys.
His comment this morning, he said, you know, it's a good time to be an Oriole. He said the ownership has kind of backed off from the involvement they had with the game on a day-to-day basis. Jim Beattie and Mike Flanagan worked the front office, baseball operations, and Maz said they've been given control, and they involve Mazzilli in all decisions and discussions about trades, who's playing and who isn't. He says, I feel really good about that. I mean, sometimes you get in a situation where the GM never talks to the manager and things are done that the manager doesn't want, would like to have had input on. Maz says not happening. Says I'm very happy with what's going on in Baltimore and feel as though I'm involved in all the decisions that are being made. Alex Gonzalez, that one down in the dirt. 2 ball, 2 strike count on him with a runner on at second base. Easley with the double.
Gary, I think if you're going to have a successful organization and a winning organization, that's the way you have to do business. You've got to involve everybody in the decision-making process. Not only the general manager and the owner of the ball club, but it's got to go all the way down to the dugout, and that includes the manager.
2-2 delivery on the way. Grounded foul outside of first. The other thing Mazzilli likes is this Baltimore team has a core of young players, as he put it, who are going to be around that we've got signed up. Tejada being a long-term contract deal, the young shortstop. So Mazzilli says, I've got a chance to build. I've got a core of good people. I've got veterans coming in this year who can help these younger players learn how to win. And he said the one thing I've made clear from day one, he said, I do not want this Baltimore Oriole team taking the field thinking that we're going out there trying to find a way to win. I want them to go out there feeling as though we are going to win this game. He said, I'm not used to losing. I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want discussions about, well, there's the Red Sox and the Yankees. He said, I don't care about the Red Sox and the Yankees. We will compete with them. That one to center field. Looking up into a couple of raindrops. Rains hauls it in. Runner tagging Easley on his way to third. 2 down.
Gary, why would you look at it any other way? I mean, if you're gonna play sport, baseball or hockey or football, basketball, whatever it may be, if you're not taking the field to win, you're wasting your time.
That's exactly his point.
If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you?
Yep. Well, he's going to believe in you as a manager, and he wants to see that attitude develop, because what he's saying is he feels as though that wasn't there, that this Oriole team just considered itself you know, third or fourth place team in the division.
Show up and pick up our paychecks.
That's exactly right.
The house.
He said that's not going to happen. And I, knowing Lee from the years with the Mets and in New York, as he put it in a few different terms this morning, there will be some butt kicking in Baltimore if I see any of that taking place.
Well, that's the way it should be. That's part of managing.
Yep.
Tony Pena did the same thing in Kansas City.
Yep. Foul back by Pierre. Pierre's already had 2 singles, stolen base, and 2 runs scored in the game. He continues a red-hot spring for these Florida Marlins. Runner at third, 2 down for him here.
I don't think it takes too much mental aptitude to look at the glass half full or partly sunny.
Toward second base. McLemore's got it. Makes the play, and Pierre is retired. So no runs, a base hit, runner left on. So when we come back, having said all of that, we'll get Lee Mazzilli on live and ask him.
Will my car be ready this afternoon like you promised?
Yes.
Will you use a bunch of lingo I won't understand?
No.
Will you try to sell me something I really don't need?
No.
Do you like Broadway show tunes?
No.
Okay, everybody, Fish territory. The Marlins have the 6-2 lead over the Orioles. We're going to have a chance to talk with Lee Mazzilli, first-year manager of the Baltimore Orioles. As Javi Lopez will be leading it off. Lopez, Surhoff, and Mora are due up here in the inning, and Armando Benitez, the closer for the Florida Marlins, is on. Carl Pavano, a couple of runs, 6 hits over 5. Walked 1, struck out 1. Pavano, the starter, out of the game. Benitez to Javi Lopez. Down to third. Oh, mercy. Easley got him. Boy, we had some play at third base. Lee Mazzilli, first of all, congratulations as the new manager of the Orioles.
Thank you, Gary.
I know how excited you are. I wanted to ask you, has anything jumped out at you all your years in baseball that surprised you taking over as manager so far this spring? Anything you weren't quite expecting?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I feel like I've really been very fortunate to jump into a team like this. Every day is a new experience, obviously, but I'm very lucky with this team. We're headed in the right direction, so you try to keep those surprises to a minimum every day.
Lee, you and I talked about this a little bit in the tunnel during the World Series last year, and how much influence has being around the Yankees and around a manager like Joe Torre and his patience affected how you go about your business?
Well, I think being around Joe and the Yankee organization has been a big influence because of the winning approach, the winning attitude that you take onto the field, and with Joe's patience. That's a big thing that I've learned when I managed in the minor leagues is the patience factor. You need to have patience, and then Joe is one of the best at that. And we talk about that quite a few times. And during the World Series, I may you get your temper up or you react a certain way on a play. And Joe was the one that said you can't let that show. And so you learn from that.
Lee, last question for you here. So we take a look at B.J. Surhoff at the plate. You and I were talking before the game about the attitude that you're looking for from the Orioles. We were just talking about that in the last half inning. Let me hear that from you, what you're trying to instill.
Well, when the first day of camp, I told my guys that when we go on the field, we have to expect to win every game. We cannot go on the field hoping to win. This team can play with anyone, and that's what they have to believe. And I won't settle for anything less, nor will these kids. They believe that they can go on the field and win every game. And once you have that instilled in you, it does not matter who you're going to play, when you're going to play, or where you're going to play. And that's the feeling that you're going to have.
Lee Mazzilli, it's always great to see you. And again, congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great year.
It. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Okay.
Armando Benitez working to B.J. Surhoff with a 3-ball, 2-strike count with 1 down and nobody on here in the 6th inning. Three and 2. There was a little lightning off the left field side that you got the oohs and ahs from fans on, and some of the players too foul back. That'll get your attention in a hurry.
Yeah. Is there any metal in this booth?
Yeah, I don't think so. Pick your feet up off the floor. Yeah. It was funny. Lee Mazzilli was talking before the game. I thought one of the things he might say when I asked him anything that surprised him. He's only been able to play golf once in spring training. He said, as a coach, we played every day with the Yankees because I'm coaching. Now that he's managing it, that I thought I'd have things going my way, so I can't find time to go play golf anymore. So I've been out once, he said. That's it. Walk drawn here with one away. Mondo Benitez with Surhoff on at first base surrenders the 1-out walk. Jose Bautista has come on to be the pinch hitter. There you see the numbers for Armando Benitez with the 21 saves. Hard thrower, erratic, but so much stuff that nobody wants to give up or say he can't do it. And with the Marlins, he's got a chance, at least for the moment, to be their closer.
I think in some instance that there's somewhere in Armando's head that he tries to be a little bit too perfect with his pitches. And I think that when he tries to do that, it just doesn't work out. He gets behind in the count, and then he decides to come in, and they've already timed his pitches. I think that's the one thing that Wayne Rosenthal will benefit him the most from is the mental side of the game.
2-0 count. Youngster warming up just in case they run out of players here today. He's ready to go. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Runner at first base. That's going to be into right field for a base hit. DJ Surhoff. That ball slowing down on that wet field. Cabrera gets it back in. Bautista's on with a base hit, and there are runners at first and second now with one away. The Orioles try and mount a comeback down by a score of 6-2 here in the 6th inning. Abraham Nunez has come on to play in center field. So Juan Pierre is out of there.
11, second baseman
Hooper just came into the game. That was not even announced. Kevin Hooper in at second base. They were going to put Mordecai in to play second base. Kevin Hooper has drawn the assignment instead. So with runners at first and second and one down, McLemore takes it first. Chow will go to the bag and get the out. The runners will move up, and there are 2 away. 2 down, 2 on. No errors in this ball game. 6 runs, 9 hits on the board for the Marlins. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Orioles. Big chance here, though, for them to get right back in this game. With 2 in scoring position, looking for a big 2-out hit. Jack Cuss coming to the plate, singled his last time up. He is 1 for 2.
You can pretty much bet that Jack Cuss is going to try to hit this ball over that building in right center field, and Armando Benitez is going to try to throw it through the backstop.
Power against power right here with 2 down. Cuss on the big cut, uppercut, 0-1. Armando Benitez, not that he loves to pitch from behind, but so many times in his career that has been such a problem. Getting ahead of hitters. Drive managers crazy, especially when it's your closer. The 0-1 delivery. That one hit towards first. Great stop made. The flip to Benitez, and they get the out. Isaac Choi celebrating his birthday today. Armando Benitez coming up with the coverage on the bag. Jack McKeon. When we come back, we'll talk to the Marlins manager. 14th year managing, second around, of course, with the world champions. And Jack, congratulations again, obviously. But how was the offseason? It had to be so much fun.
It was, no question about it. It was exciting, and you know, I'd really like to do it again. But it was, you know, something unusual, really. You didn't get a chance to do much resting. I'm glad to get to spring training so I could rest.
Jack, a lot has been talked about the guys that you have lost on the offensive side. But if you look at your lineup and you look at that starting pitching staff that you have, is there any reason that you guys can't do the same thing that you did last year?
No, I think we're very capable. Really, we've got the same type of ball club, and I know we're going to, you know, you're losing the guy, Hall of Famer in Pudge Rodriguez and Derek Lee, an outstanding young man and defensive player. But you know, when you look, you got Conine for the whole year, you got Cabrera for the whole year, you got you know, Chow coming through there, and looks like he's going to be a pretty good ball player. And you know, we got Will Cordero on the bench, and we didn't have that kind of pop last year on the bench. So that makes us, you know, as strong as we were, or even stronger than last year.
Now, speaking of being stronger, in order to wear the ring that's been designed, you may have to do some weightlifting, aren't you?
I'm telling you, you're right. It's special. It's quite a ring. There's no question about it. I don't think anybody's going to top that one for a long, long time.
We've got a picture of it on the screen. My gosh, it looks like you could go mining in there.
Well, I'll tell you, I hope we can get another one so we can even things out. You know.
How's that new car, by the way?
Oh, it's great. I got it back in North Carolina. I don't know what the grandkids are doing. I don't know how many times they've taken it out. But
they're using it.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Jack, I have to ask you this because I've read so much about this. You have had such an impact on the and older generations of Americans who have written, talked to you, and just found you to be an inspiration. You got to love that.
Well, I'm very proud of that. I mean, you know, I think the good Lord put us on earth here to help somebody here or there, do a job, and I think this is part of it. And I think, you know, if I can relay a message to the senior citizens, get out, be active, live your life, you know, don't sit in a rocking chair and waste your time, and right away, get out there and be active. Do some volunteer work or get involved with the kids, and I think that's my job.
Good for you. Jack, always great to see you, and we hope you have a very successful season.
Okay, guys, thank you. And tell all the senior citizens I love them.
You got it. You just did.
Thank you, Jack.
Miguel Cabrera at the plate. I just don't think Jack ever thought of himself, or still does.
Well,
there's
no substitute for experience. And I know when Jack came into this ball club and he took over as manager, the first thing he told these kids was they have the talent to win. They just have to believe it. And he said, we're going to go out every single day and we're going to play to win, and you have to believe that you're going to win. And you remember when they first started, when Jack first got there, they lost about 10 out of their first 12 games. And then it just took a turn, and they took it all the way to the last day of the season, and they were playing on the last day, and they won the last game of the year.
They ended up 75 wins, 49 losses under McKeon last season. The runner goes again. The throw is not in time. Pretty close. Gill working behind the plate now. Hooper will get the stolen base after he drew the initial walk. A lot of substitutions in the ball game now. Mottola, Range Jr. still in, and Cuss still in. Batista. Morbona's come on to play at shortstop. Fontenot's playing at second. Segui still in. Gill's doing the catching. And Daniel Cabrera now working his third inning on the mound for the Baltimore Orioles. Florida Marlins, of course, have everybody available that's in camp since they're here in their spring training home. Here's Jeff Conine. He's played the distance, off-speed breaking ball to him. Conine takes it, and a 1-0 count with the Florida Marlins on top by a score of 6-2. Pretty good day right there for Conine. That one a little late on a fastball, 1-1.
And Daniel Cabrera being able to go out and pitch 3 innings in a ball game like this, especially in front of the major league staff, his chances of making this ball club are probably pretty slim. But anytime that you have an opportunity to come out and get a chance to pitch, especially on the road, and pitch well, which he has done today, they don't forget your name too quickly.
Keep an eye on you, just in front of the runner right there. His throw is in time to get the out. Conine retired, 2 down. Hooper moves over to third base. 6th inning. Florida Marlins jumped out with 4 runs in the first to get the lead. For Rodrigo Lopez, the starter for Baltimore. Kyle Pravano in 5 innings, couple of runs, 6 hits, starting for the Florida Marlins. Cordero, he's been in throughout as the designated hitter, a couple of singles, and has popped out. He has scored a run in the ball game. Will Cordero with 2 down and a runner at third. Fastball's outside to him. 1-0.
I thought Pavano pitched outstanding today, especially this early in spring training, to have the command that he had today and being able to go 5 innings. That's a terrific job.
Gave up the homer to Javi Lopez in the 4th inning. The only 2 runs off him. Tejada had singled ahead of him. And those are the runs that have been put on the board for Baltimore, coming against Kyle Provano, the starter. Breaking ball misses outside. And Will Cordero takes the count to 3 balls and no strikes. That runner on at third base, Hooper, came on to play second base. That one towards the hole will be gobbled up. Throw by Bautista is in time. Cordero retired. Still on top, the Marlins, 6-2.
And Campbell's Chunky Soup in microwavable bowls. Make it Campbell's instead.
Little light rain shower between innings. It has stopped again. Overcast skies continue here in Jupiter, Florida. Tim Raines went after the first pitch, grounded out, 1 away, 7th inning. 30-year-old Tommy Phelps is the new pitcher, as Benitez worked an inning, gave up a hit, a walk, left a couple in scoring position. Phelps has been around the minor league since '93, but has only 27 games at the major league level, including last year with the Florida Marlins when he worked 27 games, 7 as a starter. There are the numbers from last season. Born in Seoul, South Korea, but grew up in Florida, fouled off. And let's go downstairs. Kyle Peterson.
Now the rain down here with Miguel Tejada. Miguel, talk about what it's been like these first couple weeks here putting on the Orioles uniform.
Great. For me, it's been great. You know, we're excited to be in this team. I just play my game like like I always be in Oakland. You know, I know there's a lot of new guys in this team. I'm a new, and I'm enjoy to be with everybody here. I know everybody from before, and that's why I feel comfortable.
You talk about a lot of new guys and new division too. I mean, is this an Orioles team that you think can contend with New York and Boston here in the East?
Well, yeah, you know, we gotta play the other team too. We can think about New York and Boston. We have to think about everybody in the big league because if we want to win, we're gonna beat everybody. And that's what we're gonna do. And the only thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be playing hard every day. And no matter who we play, we're gonna try to beat them.
Miguel, how was it to leave Oakland? I mean, you had been there, you had some great times there. How hard was it to leave your buddies there?
Well, you know, that's hard. That's hard when you have all your career with one organization. Like they're happy with me in Oakland, you know. I love Oakland. I love every fan over there, everybody in Oakland. And, you know, that's business. And they decided to let me go, and I'm really happy where I am right now.
Perfect. New shortstop, Miguel Tejada. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Guys.
Kyle, thanks very much. Miguel Tejada out of the lineup. His day's work done. He picked up a base hit, scored a run. 2 down here. Phelps' delivery swung on and missed by Segui, who's gone 0 for 3 in the game, and the rain continues to come down. 2 ground ball outs. Raines, Matos, Segui trying to hang on to the bat here. David with 2 away, nobody on. We're in the 7th inning. And substitutions galore for both ball clubs now. The off-speed delivery misses outside.
I can't even read my scorecard when we get to this time of the game.
It's good, isn't it? There's a lot of black marks on it. I've got a guy who wasn't even in the game put in here someplace. I crossed his name out, though. Here's the 2-1 delivery. That one down to third. Wood can't get it. Skips into left field. Willingham will come over to play it. And that will be our first error of the game.
That's why they call it the old hot corner.
Jason Wood, who just came into the game, and that one skipped through.
That's why when you're catching a ball in the infield, you work from the ground up, not from your waist down.
There you go.
Get the ball on, get the glove on the ground. If it takes a bad hop, you take it in the chest, you pick it up, you throw the ball to first base.
Jose Morban getting his first at bat with the runner on at first base. Phelps' delivery is ripped foul into the bullpen, and an 0-1 count with 2 down. Slickers are on, and the rain, which moved over from the west coast of Florida, continues to come down a bit here. Heavy at times, but not for long. 0-1 count. Phelps' delivery misses up high, a 1-ball 1-strike count. Morbon will be at the minor league level for the Baltimore Orioles. One of those who gets a playing time opportunity to be seen during spring training by the big league front office and the manager and coaches. 24-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Morbon last year with Baltimore. Appeared in 61 games. Finished up just a 141 average. He only had 71 at-bats last year. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him. Breaking ball, it was down and in, and ate him up on that pitch. A ball and 2 strikes.
How important is spring training for a young guy playing in front of a new manager? Well, if you get down to AAA and you've had a great spring training and you have a bad start in AAA, you may still be the one that gets the call, because in the manager's mind, the last time he saw you, you were successful.
1-2 delivery. That one towards right, and that's going to be a base hit. Runner will stop at second base. So Morbon is on with a single. Segui down at second. 2 on, 2 down as the Orioles try and mount a 2-out rally here. That's their 8th hit of the ball game. Geronimo Gil, who came on to do the catching, will get his first at bat with 2 on and 2 down. And even though this is spring training, this is what Lee Mazzilli was talking about. These are the kinds of situations where you want to develop in players the drive to keep playing, to keep trying to win, so that you make it just a part of your makeup. Even in a spring training game, late in the ball game, keep going at it. Don't ever let yourself give up an at-bat or give up a half an inning or give up an end of the game.
But those things have to be organizational wide. They can't just be something that you just practice at the big league level, or maybe you've got a coach that's an A-ball that says, all right, this is the way we're going to play the game. That's got to be organizational wide from the top to the bottom.
That's what the Orioles are trying to do. Trying to create that mentality throughout their organization. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Phelps' delivery is fouled back into the screen. 1 and 2 on Gil. Gil trying to get a big 2-out hit here and put another at least 1 run up for the Orioles. 28-year-old who was born in Mexico. Played last year with Baltimore in 54 games. He's also been with the Orioles up and down the last couple of seasons. Two ball, 2 strike count. See more and more players coming out of the Mexican League over the last couple of years. That league has really picked up quality. That's a chopper that went off the plate. That's why it went so high in the air. Play made by Mordecai, though. Hill is retired. No runs, 1 hit, an error, and a couple left on base. 7th inning stretch time.
Douglas Baker has always been reasonably happy with his choice of hairstyle. But recently, Douglas switched to Progressive Auto Insurance. And if they can shake things up by letting you compare a competitor's rates and over 20 other facts and figures, then perhaps he too should step up to the plate. Way to go, Douglas. Think easier. Think Progressive. Visit Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
This camp is part of no territory, state, or nation.
Gold you could scoop from the streams with your bare hands. No law at all.
I'd like to make an offer on that lot we're renting.
Sell my back teeth for the right money.
Wow, Bill.
Listen to the thunder.
Now that's how you scrub a bloodstain.
You're gonna die here! Run for your life.
Welcome to the big show.
ESPN's Dream Job. The search for the next SportsCenter anchor is down to the wire.
Come on now, Stu knows your boy. You could say it.
Cut your hair.
I do declare. Look at you.
Dream Job continues live Sunday at 10 Eastern on ESPN.
Now you can get real results in half the time it takes on a bike, treadmill, or stair stepper.
Introducing the Tread Climber by Nautilus, a machine so effective we guarantee results in just 30 days.
In one short workout, the Tread Climber burns twice as many calories as high-tech treadmills.
The secret is the unique dual treadles that let you step up as you move forward, so you do twice the work in one effortless motion. Exercise just 3 times a week for awesome results.
Get the body you want in half the time.
Now you can own a tread climber with no money down and affordable monthly payments. It's made in the USA by Nautilus and is backed by a 5-year warranty.
Just 3 short workouts a week on the tread climber will get you into the best shape of your life.
Check out the next evolution in home fitness. Call now for a free video or DVD, or visit us at nautilusdirect.com today.
Great to have you with us, and great to have the youngsters on hand here in Jupiter, Florida, where the Marlins have a 6-2 lead. Got a little Yankee fan there going on, don't we? They're surviving the rain. They don't mind it at all. Want to remind you, coming up, more great spring training baseball presented by Miller High Life, the Mariners and the Giants. It'll be Friday on ESPN2 at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 Pacific. Barry Bonds expected to be in action. They'll discuss the rumors going on about Ken Griffey and the interest the Mariners may have, and Rich Aurelia will be facing his old club if he makes that trip. It's all coming up on ESPN2 on Friday. One's going to be taken up high, 1-1.
And we've got Adam Lowen in the ball game, pitching one of the young guns for the Baltimore Orioles, and they've got quite a few of them. It's just a matter of giving them some time and getting them to the big leagues. But there's going to be a lot expected of this young man, simply because top round pick, and he can flat bring it.
And we were talking about that before the game, about the young arms that this organization is putting together, which is how you're going to win in the long run. Give them some credit for that. They've got Jim Beattie, a former major league pitcher, and Mike Flanagan, a former major league pitcher, who are heading up the organization baseball-wise. That one's going to be up high. Let's take a look. We looked earlier at the probable starting lineup opening day for the Baltimore Orioles, our ESPN video games. Let's take a look here at what it looks like for the Marlins. Ramon Castro, Aesop Choi will be on at first base. Luis Castillo with a great combination with Alex Gonzalez at shortstop. Mike Lowell's expected to be ready to go at third. Jeff Conine, the veteran, out in left field. Juan Pierre, speedster, in center. Cabrera with that great start last season, and Josh Beckett's the opening day pitcher. The virtual starters. Come opening day, that's what it should look like. And as we mentioned, if you joined us late, Mike Lowell here today, took batting practice, feels better. The elbow that has kept him out. Jack McKeon saying he will be playing starting tomorrow. Mike Redmond, a backup catcher, is on with a runner on at first base here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Those guys look pretty buffed up in that picture.
You like that, don't you? Yeah. All those video games?
They would have done that when I was playing. Help me out a little.
But it's only virtual. Redmond fouls it off.
Hey, I'll take virtual.
I can understand. Yeah, me too. Redmond. See the numbers he put up. Backup catcher behind Pudge Rodriguez. One of the great humorists of Major League Baseball, Mike Redmond. This guy's got a sense of humor that Jack McKeon just loves to have in that dugout. Oh, got to have a sense of humor when you get hit. Oh, he's hit by the pitch. He'll go down, and a tough start here, Lowen, with a walk and then a hit batter.
Well, that has been the issue with Adam Lowen, is that his control has not been what they expect it to be or what they would like for it to be. But anytime that you're dealing with a young pitcher, it's part of the process. You're not only dealing with physical skills, you're dealing with mental capabilities and confidence issues. And you stand on that big league mound in spring training in a big league complex with a lot of people in the stands, and you, instead of looking at the catcher's mitt, you're looking at the names on the back of their shirts.
Adam Lowen's got runners on at first and second now. Here's Jason Wood, the third baseman, his first at bat. Fouls it off. We've gone from a day game to a night game all of a sudden here. It is really dark. There are thunderstorms around the area. We've seen some lightning and heard some thunder bumpers. And we've had rain on and off here, but for very short periods of time. Wood with 2 on, nobody out. 0-1 delivery on the way. Adam Lowen's pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Baltimore Orioles said yesterday Lowen is one of 2, Eric Bedard being the other, that will be allowed, 2 pitchers, to pitch for the Canadian Olympic team providing they are healthy when the Olympics roll around. To be played in Athens, Greece, of course. U.S. does not have a baseball team. They did not qualify for the Olympics in Greece.
And that's why Roger Clemens is in Houston, Texas.
Yes. Jason Wood, 2-1 delivery, taken up high. Clemens had said that even though he was retiring, he said, if there is a U.S. Olympic baseball team, I will go.
I think that's how he wanted to finish his baseball life, was basically having a chance to win a gold medal, but the team didn't qualify, so he qualified for the Astros with Andy Pettitte.
Yep. And that one's up high and low and really struggling. He's only 19 years old, Adam Lowen. He's only had now it is pouring out. Pitch is taken inside for a ball. This rain, obviously Florida downpours, not unusual, especially this time of day, and that's it. Well, they got to wave this off. It gets dangerous for the players, obviously. With the Florida Marlins leading it by a score of 6-2 here in the 7th. So they will go to a delay here, a rain delay. They try and get
better today. Does it get than that, whether it's raining or not? You know, I mean, you're coming to watch a game, but you'd really love to go home with a signed baseball or a cap, or maybe your child got to speak with a player or whatever it may be. But this is a fine time to watch baseball in spring training.
You saw Miguel Tejada earlier, who was over there. Florida Marlins players have stayed out signing autographs for the youngsters down there along the railing. This is a great ballpark for that, because you really can all the way around get down close to the field. There's Tejada. He's even getting a picture taken there with a young man sitting up on the side railing. Great stuff. Want to remind you, spring training baseball presented by Miller High Life will feature the Mariners and the Giants coming up on Friday, and that'll be on ESPN2 at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 Pacific. Expect Barry Bonds to be there. They'll talk about Ken Griffey Jr., the Mariners expressing some interest maybe in a deal with the Reds, and Rich Aurelia facing his old team if in fact he makes that trip. It'll be spring training baseball Friday, ESPN2 at 2 o'clock Eastern time. And indeed, the sun has come back out, and it looks like we will be able to continue on here. That is Tejada, who's out there signing the autographs right now, and he, along with Mark McLemore, were talking a lot during the game before they came out of it. Let's listen in to Miguel Tejada.
That's a look like. Look like you're gonna throw the third, huh? But every time I go to the play, I say I'm gonna take one pitch and then I swing. Oh man, no, sink it. Leave it sink it. Bad pitch, ball by my knee.
Remember the hit and run before last time, the hit and run?
Yeah, Castillo. I break a little early.
Yeah. How come?
And then next time I'll give it to him.
Yeah, but he always hits that ball the other way all the time. Yeah, you gotta change coverage on that.
Okay.
On a guy like that.
Okay.
What's he talking about there? Talking about how he wanted to hit, taking pitches, wants to take that first pitch.
I think what he's saying is, especially when you have, especially this early in spring training, you want to see a pitch just to gauge some velocity, and that's what he's trying to do. And earlier he told Mark McLemore, he said, I really wanted to take 2 pitches to gauge velocity, and he said, but my bat swung. And it hit it off the end of the bat, and I got out.
That's funny, isn't it?
That is funny.
That he would say that, and unable to. He's saying, I just couldn't. I wasn't disciplined enough for my own liking out there. Cal Peters pitch, and Jason Wood drew a walk, and that all came off Adam Lowen, who is now out of the ball game. And Rakers has come on to pitch against Mike Mordecai with the bases loaded, infield drawn in for Baltimore, and the pitch down low. Hill able to make the stop on it. So we are underway. 21-minute rain delay. And the 6-2 lead for the Marlins, with a chance to really blow this thing open. Against Rakers, right-hander's pitch swung on and missed by Mordecai, who's getting his first at-bat in the game. Mike Mordecai, there you see the numbers for Aaron Raker. AAA, Ottawa last year.
Well, this is a great opportunity for him to make some semblance of impression to have a chance to make this club, or at least get his name on the list.
That one hit in the air to right field. Cuss going back. That's in the gap. That is going to fall in and roll all the way to the warning track. Sutton scores. Redmond scores. 2 runs in on Mordecai's 2 RBI double. And it is an 8-2 lead for the Florida Marlins. Mordecai is expected to be on this team as a bench player, another one of the veterans, who Jack McKeon said is more than willing to fill the role. And so Mordecai coming on here delivers the double. Runners at second and third. There's still nobody out. Low in charge with those runs. Abraham Nunez, who came out to play center field, swings through that one. The Florida Marlins, good offensive day here. They put up the 8 runs on 10 hits so far. And Nunez is getting his first at bat. Pierre had a couple of hits and 4 at bats. The starter on Pierre today in center field. Swung out and missed, turned that one over. That had movement away from the left-handed hitter, and a 2-strike count. One of the major league people involved now in Baltimore, as Jeff mentioned earlier, a chance to see, especially the pitchers. It's the first time. They've never been in camp with these pitchers before, who played at the minor league level, so never had a chance to see them at the major league level otherwise. That one is popped up to shallow center. Jason Wood at third will be tagging. Stayed up there. Throw will come into the shortstop cutoff man. RBI for Nunez on the sacrifice fly. And it is a 9-2 game.
That just shows you the youth of Aaron Rakers. 0-2 pitch. He's got a runner at third base. The last thing that you want is to give him a pitch up in the strike zone that he can handle a little bit and push into the outfield. That's all he's trying to do anyway, to try to get that run home.
The Rakers comes on with the bases loaded and nobody out situation. 3 runs have scored, those 3 who were on. Now, however, Kevin Hooper up. Takes the pitch for a strike. This gets the out started here in the inning. Runner on at second base with 1 down. Hooper has had 1 at bat and drew a walk. Rakers on for the 4th time. He's worked only an inning and 2/3 previous to this. And Rakers, probably but for the rain, would not have had a chance to pitch in today's game. Or Lowen, who struggled with the 3 batters he faced, all reaching. 0-2 delivery, reached 4, tag put on, did not go around on it. First base umpire Joe West helping out on that one. I can't figure out check swings anymore anyway.
He held up.
He held up. We used to use, in kids playing, used to be if you break your wrists, as we used to say, then you swung. Now it's more like where the bat ends up going. If it ends up going out over the plate, then you probably are going to be called on the check swing for a strike. 1-2 deliveries down low. Kevin Hooper, AAA ball, home run, 54 RBIs, 266 average last season at AAA. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Runner off second base. 9-2 game. Marlins leading it. That one to second base. Spinning on the hop. Fontenot makes the play. And there are 2 down. Runner over to third base. Great to have you with us here for our spring training game, brought to you by Miller High Life, Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida, about 45 minutes north of West Palm. Al Peterson, Jeff Brantley, there's truly Gary Thorne on hand. Rain delay 21 minutes. Marlins jumped out early in this game with 4 runs in the first inning. The only runs on the board so far for Baltimore, Javi Lopez, who had a 2-run homer in the 4th. Kyle Provando, Amando Benitez, and Tom Phelps have done the pitching for the Florida Marlins. The 2 runs came off Pavano. Rodrigo Lopez, the starter for the Baltimore Orioles, gave up 4 runs, 5 hits. Daniel Cabrera, 3 innings, gave up a couple of runs. And now 3 runs here in this inning, charged to Lowen, who started the inning, with Rakers on in relief. Armando Rijos at the plate.
And Rios can swing the bat. He had an opportunity last year with the Pittsburgh Pirates to be their everyday right fielder, but because of knee problems, it just just couldn't seem to get out there every day. And when he's with the San Francisco Giants, he played very well. But injuries do take you out of your game a little bit. And I think he's going to get a chance to play some in this Florida outfield.
Mondo Rijos, the all-important bench players that oftentimes get overlooked, where the need is for both defense and for offense, pinch hitters, especially in the National League, without that designated hitter. The 1-1 delivery, taken down low, and a 2-1 strike count with 2 away. Rios, chance for an RBI. Runner on at third base here. Mordecai, who had the 2 RBI double. Two, 1. That one's going to be foul back. We had 4,507 on hand for the spring training game. Got the 507 left. Got a little wet out there.
Yeah, a little damp.
Hey, but the loyal have hung on. And that big dark cloud that blackened the skies has moved away. Any way to get that baseball? Get under that rope now. Attaboy. Breaking ball missed up high. And that'll put him on. So Rios draws the walk. Runners at first and third now with 2 down. That has been a problem for the Baltimore pitchers today. That's 8 walks by the 4 pitchers, plus a hit batter taking place today.
Number 3, Ryan Christensen.
Coming up, Original Entertainment, ESPN, the teammates. That'll be coming up following our spring training game here in Jupiter. Mike Wiley cannot be too happy with those free passes that have been given, even if it is spring training. This is Ryan Christensen. I think. Yes, it is. Ryan Christensen. Willingham was hitting in the spot, did not get an at bat. Christensen takes that outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Runners at first and third.
Well, any pitching coach is not happy with walks, and that's got to be a topic of discussion every day, regardless of how good your arm feels or how much in shape your arm is at a given time in spring training. You can still have some semblance of command and get the ball over the plate. But what ends up happening is you put young pitchers in these types of situations, and they try to do too much. They try to throw the ball too hard, try to make their breaking ball break too much, and they can't get the ball anywhere near the strike zone.
And that has happened here today. Ryan Christensen, 30-year-old veteran. He's played with Oakland, Arizona, Milwaukee, and Texas. Texas last year played in 60 games and hit 176 with 165 at-bats. And Christensen signed by Florida as a free agent in November. 2 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. He's a .222 major league hitter. That one up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. He'll get the RBI. Mordecai will score. Rios goes down to second base, and it is a 4-run 7th inning and a 10-2 lead now for the Florida Marlins. They've had some good 2-out singles today.
This is the point in time as a manager on Lee Mazzilli's side. You wonder, did I bring enough pitching with me to make sure I can finish this game?
Hear you. Lenny Harris, the veteran, stands in as the pinch hitter for the Marlins.
All-time record holder for pinch hits.
I asked him, I saw him out there at the batting cage today. I said, "You still playing?"
I asked him about his hair. I said, "What are you trying to copycat me? Come on, pal."
0-1 delivery. Harris will take the fastball for a strike. Lenny Harris, now 39 years old. He was born in Miami, still resides there, and now with the Florida Marlins, an opportunity to play some baseball there. Last year hit .286 with them after coming over from the Chicago Cubs, where he had played, coming off the bench as a pinch hitter.
Well, I'm glad that he's in Florida because that's where he lives, and his mother-in-law makes some pretty good chicken wings.
You're liking that, huh?
Yeah, I'm digging that.
That's good. And Lenny Harris, chance for another veteran to be coming off the bench for this Florida team. 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. He wants to be a manager someday in professional baseball. I think he'd be a good one. Pop that one up to shallow left center field. And Matola will come on and put it away. So they batted around here in the inning. 4 more runs on the board, a 10-2 lead for the Marlins. Coming up, the Orioles upgraded over the winter. A lot of teams did that, however. We will talk about the most improved teams in the majors. You got to believe. You want that souvenir, you hang on long enough and you get one there. Here's Chad Matola leading it off, getting his first at bat as we go to the 8th inning. This is Nate Bump, 27-year-old right-hander, on the mound now for the Florida Marlins. Acquired along with Jason Grilli in exchange for Livan Hernandez in a deal with the San Francisco Giants back in '99. 1-1 delivery, breaking ball laid off on that one, and he's got one that's hauled in. Ball hit hard, but it stayed up in the air. Well, we were talking about teams that are most improved. These Baltimore Orioles certainly have done that. And again, Jeff, how about a look overall, Major League Baseball?
I think when you look at the clubs that improved the most, I think the Angels come to mind right off the bat, simply because the acquisitions that they've made, and they've got themselves some starting pitching. They've allowed themselves to move Erstad to first base, which I think is great because he was going to kill himself out there in the outfield by playing so hard. But I think the San Diego Padres have done the same. They've got a new stadium. They've got a great manager, and they've got some guys that I believe have an opportunity to really challenge for the first time in many years in that division. And looking at those two ball clubs, I think they have done very well. And as I told you earlier, anytime, and I'm talking about the Philadelphia Phillies, I know over the last couple of years they have made a lot of improvements to that ball club. The city is excited about it. They've got a new stadium themselves. And to be able to take a guy like Billy Wagner from the Houston Astros and put him in your bullpen, which was really their sore spot last year, I've got to believe that they've got a chance for the first time in a long time to really talk about playing in the World Series. Not just winning a division or winning the National League, but getting a chance to win a World Series for the first time in a long time.
I agree. I think they've made great strides, and I think Anaheim is going to win a division. I really think they're going to be back after winning that World Series and then not having a good year after. I think the acquisitions they've put up and obviously the new ownership, as we talked about earlier, clearly has come there to win and then willing to invest a lot of dollars getting Guerrero there. So I think that ball club, I think they're going to take another division and would not be surprised to see them go beyond that. A couple of good plays made in the infield right there. Florida Marlins getting it done. Side set down in order. A 10-2 lead for the Marlins. Those are the kind of plays pitchers love.
Watching the tournament this year? Grab a beer that tastes great. Watching every single game? Grab a beer that has 1/3 less carbs and fewer calories than Coors Light. Great taste, less filling, Miller Lite. Good call.
Dawn of the Dead. Rated R. Starts Friday.
Campbell's Chunky Soup in microwavable bowls with big chunks of meat and veggies to fill you up right. Wherever, whenever, make it Campbell's instead.
You don't have it? And where will I find it?
When you can't seem to find the baseball that's been signed, that's on eBay. A new toy you can wind, the men's suit that's silk lined, that's on eBay. Phones that ring, organize a thing, jazz or swing, nice bling bling, that's on eBay. Buy today and it's on its way. Other users say you will feel okay, that's on eBay.
Casual Mail Big and Tall presents me, George Foreman, with big news for big guys. Yeah. My new Comfort Zone collection has comfort technology. So collars stretch. Nice. Waist adjust. Really fit. Shoulders expand. Works for me. And my shirts keep you drier. Cool. Expandable. Adjustable. Incredible. Get into my Comfort Zone only at Casual Mail Big and Tall. Yeah.
Shop the new Casual Mail at 475 locations or call 1-800-THINK-BIG.
Cloudy skies still around as they have been most of the day, but we're going to the bottom half of the 8th inning with the Marlins on top in this ball game by a score of 10-2, and the fans hanging on as Sutton will come on to the plate. Larry Sutton, The 33-year-old veteran who did not play last year, missed the entire season with arthroscopic surgery on that left knee. He had played for Oakland some major league games the year before, primarily minor league over the years, Kansas City, St. Louis, and then Oakland. And Sutton trying to get back now, pro ball after missing the year. He'll foul that one off down the left field side. 1-1 count.
It's never easy laying out and going through all of that rehab process and then coming back and trying to get your timing back, especially the way that he swings the bat, being left-handed. This guy was always a tough out anyway, but having to have all that pressure on that left leg to swing, and that's basically your power leg, makes it difficult after you haven't seen any pitches for a full year.
Yep. He's not played much major league ball over the last, obviously missing all of last year, but since '99 with Kansas City, did not get into a lot of games with St. Louis over 2 years there. As we said, most of it at the minor league level. He's played some 930 minor league games and 244 major league games. So he's earned every at-bat he gets at spring training. 3-1 delivery to Sutton. That one hit in the air to right center field, not deep. Fontenot backing up will put it away. And Sutton is retired. Well, we talked about the madness going on in basketball. There's a madness going on when you get to College World Series. That's Jeff Brantley right there, ladies and gentlemen. Drafted by the Giants, 1985, 6th round. And just where were you pitching then? Mississippi.
Mississippi State.
Thank you so much.
Mississippi State. That's exactly right.
Just checking.
You know, when you come out of college and you get a chance to come to big league camp, and you are you're a prospect or a suspect or however you want to put it.
One down for the Baltimore Orioles in the 9th inning. Cust retired.
That's the way you like it in the last inning. Throw strikes, good things happen. Throw balls, you give up 10 runs.
Deep trouble. Blaine Neal last year, 40 games at Albuquerque, AAA, and then Florida, the 18 games, the numbers you saw there. 26-year-old right-hander. Expected to be part of the working bullpen here. There is Neal getting his inning of work in. Carl Provano, the 2-run homer to Lopez, the starter for the Marlins. Those are the only runs the Orioles have put up. That was back in the 4th inning. And since then, Benitez, Tom Phelps, bump came on, worked the last inning, retired the side in order. And now Blaine Neal trying to wrap it up. Tim Raines Jr. has gone the distance here today. Has drawn a walk, couple of ground ball outs, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count on him.
Gary, you were talking earlier about big eyes and big situations. I can remember my rookie year after having that conversation with Roger, getting brought into a ball game in the World Series, facing Dave Parker, who had watched my whole young life being a Cincinnati Reds fan, and having to face a left-handed hitter, Dave Parker, with the bases loaded in the World Series in my first year in the big leagues. Now, how about what's up with that?
That's Major League Baseball.
That's Major League Baseball. You got that right.
I knew we were going to get a rainbow in. I kept looking at our picture on the screen. It was raining, and I'm like, wait a minute, the sun's out. There's the rainbow. We bring you everything in our coverage of spring training baseball.
ESPN.
The only thing we're missing is that pot of gold.
I knew that was coming.
You did, didn't you? 2-ball, 2-strike count with 1 down. Baltimore, if they don't make the big comeback, will be 5-8. While Florida will go 9-3-1 in the spring training games. Florida Marlins will get to open up at home against Montreal, and then they will have Philadelphia in for a 3-game set. So their first 6 games to open up for the Marlins, world champions, on their home field. That's going to be a base hit. So Raines gets his first hit of the day, a 1-out single here in the 9th inning. Don't forget, more spring training baseball brought to you by Miller High Life. The Mariners and the Giants on Friday. It'll be on ESPN2 coming up at 2 o'clock Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific time. The Mariners and the Giants. Opportunity to catch up on what's going on with 2 ball clubs look to be contenders, both the American and the National League. Giants last year finished 15.5 games ahead of the Los Angeles Dodgers. in that Western Division race. Pedro Swan is up. Swain. Give me a second chance at spring training. Thank you so much. Runner on at first base. Loops that one down the line in left. And that'll be hauled in for the second out of the inning. So 2 down here in the 9th. Raines has to stay on at first base.
Now this is a big young man.
Playing over at first base. We were looking out while they were warming up. Walter Young before the game over there at first. You looked out and he's like, whoa,
this guy's big.
Young will take that pitch inside.
That's one of those guys that during the middle of the ball game you may have to drill him, and you just hope that your catcher gets him before he gets out there to you.
Just warn your catcher.
Get him.
Don't let him start
Don't
out here.
let him out here.
Young will foul that pitch back as he tried to hit Brantley for saying that. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 24 years old. He's 6'5", 296 pounds. Out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
First down.
Played in Lynchburg, as you saw last year. Pops that one up. Could be the ball game or base hit, and it's in for a single. The Bermuda Triangle on the other side. So Young is on with a base hit. Probably because nobody dared to catch it. It's because he might come after him.
I was just in Hattiesburg just a few days ago.
Were you?
Soccer tournament for my son.
There you go.
And no, we did not win it.
I wasn't going to ask you that.
I know you were thinking about it.
Going to let that go. I knew if you'd won, you'd have said it right away. We all suffer through those things at times. You have to understand that. So Neal gives up the base hit. Runners at first and third. That one out. Should be the ball game. It is over.